I built wealth in the US as an immigrant, and it took me 20 years to get to where I am. Sadly, I made some decisions in the beginning that actually slowed me down and could have cost me a lot more. And the scary part is, I see a lot of people making the same mistake right now. So if you're living in the US, trying to build something, trying to invest, this is what I wish someone told me when I started. Hi, my name is Lucelia, and if you're new here, this channel is about how to build wealth in the US, but not in a theoretical way, but in a real and practical way, especially if you didn't grow up here or didn't have access to financial education. When I first came to the US, my mindset was very simple: study hard, work hard, and make money to help my family. Because where I come from, working hard means everything. I was raised in Venezuela, and my parents are Chinese. In Venezuela, there's a saying that goes like this: El que madruga, Dios lo ayuda. Meaning if you wake up early to work, God will help you. And my Chinese parents will say, if you don't work, you don't eat. So I work hard because I love to eat. So in my early years, that's all I did. I study hard, I work hard, and I make money. But what I didn't realize is that I was too dependent on my ability to work. And then it hit me. What happens if I can't work anymore? What happens if I get a physical or a mental disability? What happens if there's a family emergency? And that's when I realized I had nothing to fall back on. I didn't have anything prepared for when that day comes, the day that I cannot work anymore. If that day arrived, I wouldn't be able to eat, or worse, I wouldn't be able to provide for my family. But even with that realization, I did nothing to change my situation. And that was costing me opportunities, which leads me to mistake number one. I waited too long to take action. I thought, I'm young, I'm healthy, I have at least 30 to 40 working years ahead of me. In other words, there's no rush. I still got time. I kept thinking, I still got tomorrow to think about a way to replace my income and to invest my money and to come up with some savings. But here's the truth. Nobody knows when your job will stop providing you with an income. And by not taking action, I delayed my financial growth. I see this with a lot of people. I'm too busy today. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, it's my day off. I want to relax, but I'll take care of it tomorrow. But here's the truth. There is no perfect time to start working on your financial growth or to invest in your financial future. And the more I waited, the more I was hurting my finances. And the same goes to you. The more you wait, the more you are hurting your finances. Again, I see this a lot with immigrants and first-generation builders. We're too busy with work that we keep pushing our financial needs for tomorrow. And when you finally stop to think, you realize that time has gone by and you wasted years that could have been part of your financial growth. I also listened to advice that made me lose money, which leads me to mistake number two, following the wrong advice. Advice like, just put your money in a savings account, for example. No one explained to me in a practical way how inflation worked and how it was destroying the value of my money. Something as simple as this. Let's say your bank is giving you 2% interest a year for you to put your money in a savings account, but inflation that year is 3%. That means that when you take those two numbers and you subtract them, you're already at a minus 1%. You are already in the negative. That means the money that you put in a savings account wind up having a lower value at the end of the year, simply because inflation took away all of its growth. I know that our parents and loved ones told us to save, but that advice only worked in the 70s, when banks are actually offering high enough interest rates to compensate for you to keep that money in the savings account. But today, that's not the case anymore. The banks don't offer the same interest rates that we used to get in the 70s. And that means we need to adapt and think about other ways to preserve our money against inflation and to make it grow. You see, most financial advice is designed for people who already understand the system. I was focused on saving money instead of building income. And that realization shifted the way I think and made me aware that I was thinking too small. I realized that I wasn't gonna save my way to wealth. I needed to invest my way there. And from that point on, things started to change. I learned to use and understand real estate as a tool, not just to own something, but as a way to generate income. And that alone led to more changes. My mindset started to change, my strategy started changing, and my results started changing. My biggest lesson was understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt. Having a mortgage on an investment property, it's a good debt. Why? Because that investment property is generating income for me and is helping me pay off that mortgage. Meaning I ended up going into debt to buy something that generates income to help me cover my debt and to generate income for me as well. And an example of a bad debt is debt that doesn't generate any type of income. If anything, it causes you to keep working to be able to pay that off. Like the stuff that you buy on impulse but you don't need and it's taking up space in your closet for no reason. Now, if I have to start over today, I will focus on 3 things. 1, I will build up my credit. And you don't need a credit card or a bank account for that. You can actually build up credit just by paying your rent on time and paying your utilities on time. All you have to do is to use a service like Rental Karma that's gonna help you report those timely payments. That way you avoid getting into unnecessary debt and you focus on paying what's important, which is having a roof over your shoulder and having access to heat or water, for example. The next thing I will do is to open a brokerage account, set some money aside, and start investing in the stock market. Funny enough, when I first came to the US, I used to think that only rich people could invest in the stock market. I had no idea that any person could just simply open a brokerage account and invest in the stock market. I thought you needed to have like a special license and be part of the elite just to be able to do something like that. But the good news is you don't. You don't need to. Anyone can just open a brokerage account and invest. And if you don't have the experience and you don't know where to invest, just simply pick an ETF, an exchange traded fund. And if you don't know what that is, it's just simply a fund that was created to collect money from investors. And the money that goes there is taken to buy different stocks. So by owning an ETF, you're owning a small piece of each company out there. And my personal favorite is VTI. Next thing I will do is to seek advice from those who are already doing it successfully, not the naysayers who don't want to see you succeed. And if you don't have anyone in your surroundings to help you grow, well, you're here, right? So you can watch all of our YouTube videos to help you achieve that financial growth. We actually have more than 600 videos in our channel, all available for you to binge watch. Remember, you're here today, and it's not about how hard you work. It's about the decisions you make. If you're living in the US right now, trying to figure out your next move, just know this. Don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today. You are here to make a change for the better. So the best time to start is today. For those who are ready to take action and start building your credit by paying your rent and your utilities on time, check the description and the comment section down below where you will find the link to get in touch with Rental Karma. And for those who are ready to binge watch on our content, here is a playlist that I created just for you. See you in the next videos. Bye-bye.